Bonjour à tous et merci pour la reconnaissance territoriale de l'aîné et la reconnaissance de la langue française et le métis. Aujourd'hui, toujours important de promouvoir les belles langues de notre pays. I want to thank President Chartrand as well, who is unable to be with us today. Housing Minister Will Gooden in particular for the lunch, but also for his presence today, and the members and ministers of the Cabinet of the Manitoba Métis Federation for inviting me to join you here today. This is much more than simply, sometimes we call echo announcements, which reiterate budget commitments that we've made. The amounts that we are announcing today that will piggyback on really historic amounts that have been made in infrastructure and housing over the last few years are very important. And the specific number today for the Manitoba Métis Federation was not known until very recently. So it's also an occasion to not to pat each other on the backs as government. The people we serve don't necessarily like to see that. It's important to highlight it, but also important to be here and actually celebrate the workers that are building this and thank them for the work they're doing, as well as the people that will be beneficiaries of that. So being on the ground and meeting some of you people is key to the work that we all do, because at the end of the day, you put us here and you take us out. So I thank you for being able to do that in an appropriate location, because we're making announcements across the country with lots of money, but it doesn't mean anything to anyone until it's actually built. And I think that's one of the things that we have to recognize the Manitoba Métis Federation as having done. There's money that's been committed, but you've been able to deliver and actually build them. And I think will touch on that later. It's about our relationship and moving it forward, but also putting money where our mouths are and delivering on the ground. So a building like this doesn't come out of thin air. It comes with a lot of hard work and sweat. And more importantly, it'll actually serve people that have been looking for housing for far too long. Today, it is my pleasure to announce an investment of $31.5 million over the next 7 years, specifically from Budget 2022, which was announced recently, for your housing priority, for the housing priorities of Red River Métis. And we know it's put to good resources, not because we're standing beside a building that's evidence of that, but as well as the strategic investments that have been made in nearly over 60 Métis housing projects across Manitoba. And it really demonstrates the leadership that's been put to bear on this. These resources will help, although they're not enough, and we'll touch on that, will further support the great legacy of investments in housing the organization has not only done over the last 5-6 years, but over the 50 plus years that you've been advocating that every single Red River Métis citizen has access to suitable, safe, and culturally appropriate housing to build more projects like this that are also underway and built by folks that have pride in what they're doing, to instore a sense of dignity in something, and having a roof over your head, which is a material thing, but also something that is deeply profound in keeping you safe, and that's something our government's committed to.
So hello, Councillor Kiowa. My name is Will Goodon. I am the Minister of Housing and Property Management for the Manitoba Métis Federation, and I am going to take a minute here to attempt a Michif paragraph. So, but any Michif speakers who are listening live or will see this later, please forgive me because it will not be perfect. En mazun saf kena wemau nu famille pinut vieux. Gitcheta hitin ein tushkeyen pour nu president pi kakio kiawa akushi nut zanfan. Ka akikiwak saf pi nu vieux ka kiska hitamamak and shak hayakot. My apologies, that was my attempt. And what I said was a safe home protects our families and our elders. I'm so proud to work on behalf of our president and all of you so our children grow up safe and secure, and our elders will know that we love them. Thank you so much for coming out today for this important and exciting announcement, and welcome to the national homeland of the Red River Métis. It was not long ago that we were known as the road allowance people. Our land was stolen and we had nowhere to go. Today, Housing is still front and center for Métis families everywhere in the current province of Manitoba, and in my travels to Métis communities across our homelands, which is no longer defined by colonial, provincial, or international borders, I have heard the needs of our elders, our families, students, special needs citizens, and so many more. Our Métis government is dedicated and committed to providing and developing a continuum of housing and housing supports that meet the needs of Red River Métis citizens, including seniors, elders, family housing, homelessness supports, first-time home purchases, and much-needed repairs to Métis family homes. These long-term commitments, built through a framework of nation-to-nation, government-to-government partnership with the Government of Canada, are an excellent start to tackling our nation's housing needs. And they are essential to helping us continue to serve Red River Métis citizens in one of the most important areas of life, safe and secure homes in our own homeland. So the MMF has always been about listening to our citizens. So when President Chartrand heard our families say that they needed a bit of assistance to repair their homes, we listened. And when the province of Manitoba, although we are friends with them now, they have cut all their repair programs, the Manitoba Métis Federation stepped up. We provide up to $18,000 for Métis families and their homes living in the South. Because of the cost of living and cost of goods, we provide $25,000 for repairs in the North. Completed or currently under construction, 690 homes. Total spent or allocated in our repair program, $10.6 million. The number of applications we have received, 1,536. So we have a long ways to go. And I'm glad the minister mentioned that this funding announcement that we have today, I'm so thankful for it. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to brag, is because the need is still there. This will help immensely, but we want to talk to him and his colleagues and his leader about the continuing needs that will be so much needed as we move forward in helping our citizens. One of the big projects that we're doing right now, and very happy to partner with the City of Winnipeg through the Rapid Housing Initiative, is our homelessness support center that is currently being built at 670 Main Street. We already have a support location on Selkirk Avenue, but this is going to be a model, I think, and I want to say thank you again to our staff for pushing it, for designing it, for building it, for lobbying me and helping me lobby others to get this thing done. There's going to be wraparound supports. There's going to be a housing first model. Carrie, how many micro units are we got there?
16 studio and 4 2-bedroom.
16 studio and 4 2-bedroom locations there. It's right on Main Street. It's about a block from the home office of the Manitoba Métis Federation. Really excited for that. We're looking at a November-ish opening for that. So, if the minister's in town, I'm sure we'd love to have him down for that as well. It's been estimated that, including the first-time home buyers, jobs created, all the repairs jobs created, all of the construction jobs created, 1,300 to 1,500 jobs have been created by the Manitoba Métis Federation. The additional funding will help us accomplish much more, but I want to put this on here that I guarantee I will not stop twisting the minister's arm. We have so much to do, and there is so much need, and we will never rest until we work for every single Métis citizen who needs help and support in housing. Thank you very much.